What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy gaming channel, here with a fairly new game, Hearts of Iron 4. This game just came out, probably under a month ago. I haven't been able to get a lot of newer games, but this one I was able to get picked up, and it's a real-time strategy game based in World War II, and it is one of the more difficult ones I've actually played. I tried the campaign or the game as the Americans because that's where I'm from, and I had just no idea what was going on. There's so many mechanics and so many things going on, I just couldn't keep up. So I am the Turkey Empire, or the Turkey. I am just Turkey in World War II, which I don't know what Turkey did in World War II. I consider myself kind of a World War II buff. I know quite a bit about it, but my knowledge of what Turkey does in World War II is very, very limited. And we're going to pause immediately. So this is the world map, and it is the entire world map. I mean, every country, when you start the game, you can pick your country. All of these are options. Literally if you want to be, let's just zoom in. Well, that's the United Kingdom. If you want to be the Oman, I don't even know who those are, or Yemen, you could be them during World War II. I just chose Turkey because it's fairly large, kind of a central location. It's large enough that I can have a resource stockpile, but it's not so large that I'm going to be in the full frontal of the game. So to try and explain this game is quite confusing because I don't even understand it fully yet. It is one of the more detailed and excruciatingly painfully learning curves of a game that I have played in a very, very long time. And even I've tried looking up tutorials and things, but even then I am very confused at what's going on. I think I understand a lot of it, and I'll try and explain it as best I can. But with trying to explain something this encompassing without taking 15 minutes per troop, it's just difficult. But I'll try and do my best. So we are here in Turkey. This is our land. I haven't expanded or anything. I've just been pretty much just steadily building up resources and steadily building up my navy. I have a fleet out here. I believe this is my submarine class. Yep. I have an entire 5 submarines circling the Baltic Sea here, or the Black Sea. Apologies. And then I have my main naval fleet out here in the East Mediterranean. Oh no, I have those mixed around. My submarines are out here in the Mediterranean. Yep, that's right. My submarine classes are out here in the Mediterranean. There's about 5 of them. And then my main battle fleet is over here in the Black Sea, waiting orders of what to do. Right? That seems right, right? Do I have 2 submarine classes? I haven't played this for about a week now, so I'm slightly confused. Where's my main? Okay. Here we go. Restarting, re-explaining. My main battle group is in Istanbul here at the port. And then I have my submarine naval units, all 5 of them, circling in between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. So I was slightly right, but very much wrong all at the same time. I focused most of my troops up here at Istanbul because if anyone's going to come to through my country, other than if they were to come through Russia, they're going to have to come through Istanbul. So that's why you see a lot of my concentration of these green markers here. Hopefully you can see my mouse. Of my green marker here on the Istanbul front. I have just 1 troop over here just kind of making me feel better about this side, and then a few in my capital here of Ankara. So the way this works, I haven't even done a real skirmish in this. That's how new and fresh I am. Haven't even done a battle. I've just been cheering up numbers. But I do have a general, and he is in charge of all these units. This is the ones that are in his unit. So we got some basic infantry, an armored division of just... I haven't found how to get tanks yet. I haven't really figured that one out. But he's got armored divisions, some troops, a couple marine units, and a lot of motorized vehicles. So they are stationed here, and when you tell them to station somewhere, if you tell them to, what's the order? I gotta remember now. Secure the area or defend the area, they actually spread out over these. Because as you can see, these black lines represent different regions within the region, within the area. So, from what I understand, when you do battles, you capture these little areas, but they're so small, it makes a big difference. Then of course, you have research, which I am researching as we go. It takes quite a while to research things, but once it gets going pretty well. These are your diplomatic options, and like I said, all those countries are able to be aligned with. And there's two options when you start the game. You can do a realistic mode or a non-realistic mode. So realistic mode means that Germany is going to do what Germany does, the U.S. is going to do what the U.S. does. All the countries that are major players in the World War II do what they do historically. So Germany does their thing, they get mad, they invade Poland, they kill a bunch of people, Russia comes in and kicks their ass, along with the U.S. and France and Britain and all those guys. But if you choose non-realistic mode like I have here, it draws strong tiles from World War II, but it's not necessarily accurate. So in theory, you could have like Germany aligned with Russia and Britain to take over the whole world and just steamroll through everything. But right now, even though this is on unrealistic mode, it seems like the German Reich is doing what they normally do. Because if you look at the world map here, they are definitely expanding into Russia and definitely expanding at France. It looks like all these are different battles that have taken place, so they are definitely expanding that way. Trade tools, these are very important because you have to have certain materials to build certain units, and that's why being kind of a smaller country is kind of a step down. With being a larger country, you have all the resources, but then again, you're dealing with a larger country, larger things go wrong. In the construction menu, this is where your citizens of your nation will build certain things. The consumer goods and traded goods always have this number. You can't change. You have a certain amount of factories depending on how large your nation is. And these numbers right here, the 7 and 7, are always, the game sets those. You can't change them. But you have options over what the remaining are. So like I have 15 available factories. But due to I have to do such heavy trading, 7 of my factories are being used to trade, and 7 of my factories are being used for consumer goods. So I only have 1 remaining factory, and it's working on building another factory. And I don't even remember where it's building it. Oh, it's building it here. And then like these little black regions are separated into more regions. So this region is currently working on building another factory. Moving on, you have production. This is where your military factories and naval yards actually build war units. So right now, up here in 2 of my ports, I have 2 units in mass production. I have a light cruiser and a battle cruiser. And as you can, these little blue boxes next to it is representing how many of your shipyards you want to be working. So I have 5 current dockyards, and I have 3 focused on the light cruiser, and I have 2 focused on the battle cruisers. 3 focused on the light cruiser because it'll take less time at 8.76 months, and the battle cruiser with 2 factories working on it will take 3.61 years. So kind of slow. And then it's the same for the military facilities. You have a set with the military facilities. You normally have more, but you also have more things to produce. So the military factories, I have 7 factories. I have 3 focused on making more. Yes, keep saying that'll help. Mechanized units, so troop carriers and light attack vehicles, pretty much. And then I have 4 focused on getting my infantry the best equipment that they can get, assault rifles and Panzer Shreks and stuff like that. Panzer Shreks, I don't think that's right. Panzer Shreks, those were rocket launcher or bazookas back then. I believe so. Recruitment inventory, this is where you actually get units. I have a very, very low unit count right now just because I've kind of reached my maximum capacity for being to sustain an army, and without being in a direct combat, I just can't afford to have more troops than I have. But I want to keep a large enough force that if something does happen, I'm prepared, but not so large that it just drains my country. I don't even have, I think I have like 1 aircraft. Let's go to the aircraft menu. I have 3 aircraft stationed up in Istanbul. Over here on the right, it shows you can see your armies, and this just shows all the troops without them being diverted, your naval fleets, and your air fleets. Air, I haven't really dived into because like I said, I haven't even done a battle in this, so I'm slightly confused. Over here, this is the telling you how close you are to shit hitting the fan. meter. And it's interesting, because it starts off slowly. Like as you play the game, like newspapers will pop up here in the middle saying, like Germany in discussion with blankety. We're gonna unpause the game as I talk here, and it just shows. Right now, I'm currently allied with the Allies really much. That's why we have a French unit moving through, and I think there was an Italian unit moving through. But yeah, I play the game at like 3 times speed, because when you're not in combat, it's kind of dull. You're slowly trying to build up things and slowly trying to make your army better. But I really don't want to get into a full stake war, because that's just no, I would die. So as you can see here, Germany's doing their thing, attacking. Italy is aligned with them. It's a basic World War II playing out right now. Italy's aligned with Germany along with the Japanese, and I believe even the China is aligned with them as well. I haven't figured out how to get to the Axis and Allies. I haven't officially joined the Allies, but I've definitely been sympathetic to them, and I've definitely turned away the Axis. So if they ever get crossed Romania, Hungary, Yugoslavia, and Bulgaria, I'm going to have to actually, because if you zoom out, you can see the units. And as you can see here, I have, what would that be? What would that be? I'm American, I don't know names. Stop moving, stop moving! I can't pin him down. Stop! Yeah, I just slammed down. South Africa unit moving through. They must be joined with the Allies. Because I pretty much just gave all countries that are ally units permission to cross my land without any repercussions, because I would much rather be on the Allies side. Yeah, there goes a mobile unit. And yeah, this is just it's just a real-time strategy game. It's kind of dull when you're not actually fighting, but it's very in-depth. I don't think I showed the tech tree. Did I show the tech tree? I feel like I didn't. I'm going to pause again. Over here on the policy side, as you play the game, you gain more political favor, and you can appoint these offices over here. But if you get to the point where I am, where you have everything appointed, you can use your political power to increase your influence with, like, increase really heavily with Russia, my influence with them, so that they're really good partners with me. We trade together and everything, because they are my north, south, east, west, my western neighbors. I need them to be on my side to shear up this front. Otherwise, I would be constantly worried that they might just roll through here and take us over. So yeah, and where can I go to get to the tech tree? Ah, here's the tech tree. Yeah, it's pretty big, and you have these little divergent things where, like, I went with liberty as opposed to a communist nation, and then from there you have to decide whether you want to focus more on volunteer corps, or if you want to have a draft. It's very, very in-depth. I will give it, this game is very in-depth, and I can just already feel that if you get past that learning curve, it'll be really, really fun. But right now, I'm just stuck at the learning curve, and I really don't have the time to devote to get past that learning curve. But it's a fun little game to just kind of plug in, and if you like World War II like me, this is definitely something worth looking into. Oh, see, now we finished our focus, so now we just go down, and what was I working towards? I think it was, yeah, okay, so then you just click on it. It takes 70 days. All of them have taken 70 days. And then, yeah, so I would say that if you like World War II and you like real-time strategy games, definitely look into this. It is a brand new game, so it's kind of expensive. I got it on the cheaper end. But the Steam sale is coming up this week, so you might want to look into getting it if this is something that interests you. It has a very steep learning curve for a con. Pro is it's very in-depth to get. That's why it has such a steep learning curve, and if I'm sure once you get past that, like most games, you get really encompassed into it and you get really involved, because you now know what's going on everywhere, what your nation's building, what your nation's doing, what the political powers at play are doing. And like I said, I can't say anything about the combat other than what I've read, and it's not like Total War where you zoom in on each unit. It's more of a tactical from outer view, like this game is playing out as a nation, or as a leader in the nation directing it, as opposed to like a general on the field. So yeah, that's what Hearts of Iron 4. I give it a kind of a mixed review. If this is your cup of tea, look into it. If not, I wouldn't go crazy about it. It's not going to be something that's going to pull a lot of new people into the genre, I guess is what I'm getting at, is how I feel. I could be wrong, I could be right. You know, leave down in the comments what you guys think. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the box. And as always, have a great one.